Okay, so just some more content before like the final start. Anyways, so we're gonna review like Glads versus Shock. Interesting match because this is a prelude to the finals, and if like Atlanta don't pop off, like I think Glads are going to win this. We don't know the result yet, like as of now, but I think Glads are going to win their contest, but it could be Atlanta versus Shock because like you don't want to underestimate Atlanta. Like Atlanta, they made it to the finals last year, even though they dropped the spaghetti a lot. Like when it comes to like a playoff scenario, like Atlanta can definitely be strong, but this is like let's see what they do in this year, like whether the same thing applies. Can they really prepare and make it to the top? But let's review this match and see what Glads are doing wrong here, how they can improve the execution of their comps. Like like Overwatch 2 new game, none of the teams are particularly like perfect. They make a lot of errors because not only because of like the new game, but like just because this game without ultimates is just a lot more positioning oriented. Like without off tanks to kind of bail you out, without like ultimates, it's a lot more decided on who gets better positioning than the other team. So like that's why teams that are sloppy in positioning, they get punished a lot more. So we're gonna see like how they got kind of sloppy in like positioning sometimes and taking fights, and how it affects these like how it affects the results. So like Patapan like needs to be careful here, just because I mean like he does have the high ground, and Glads are actually choosing to rotate here, and I think this is better. Like I do get why Shock want to play here. It's a bit easier when it comes to touching point, and this is a really safe position. And like if like Doom and Tracer like get a good opportunity to like engage, then it's kind of like just a wide open area, no cover or anything. And also like just this cover is worse than like having this cover in multiple angles. But still, like these are minor advantages compared to playing on the high ground, I think. So I think Glads' approach is right here, but like it's not bad. It's not like bad for Shock. It's not bad. And Patapan like needs to be really careful here, because if Skewed isn't putting pressure on the enemy while like Violet is, then like Hilo and Violet will just beat Patapan. And it's not like the rest of the players have any influence in this fight. Look at where Kevster and Reiner are. Like they're pretty much nowhere. And and also like Kevster decides to go like go this way instead of like flanking this way. There is a reason for this. The reason is just because since all of Shock are going this way, and like Glads' backline's rotating, and there's like this huge ass thing blocking Skewed from putting Harmony or Discord on like onto Proper, for example, then like Kevster can't really fight much past these flanks. So even though like I think the high ground's still an advantage, it's a really really slight advantage, and there's a lot of compensation for Shock, especially when it comes to like Proper's mobility, as well as the ability for Shock to just take multiple angles. So like Shock have a lot of compensation. Like this would be a very interesting fight, just because both teams are strong in their respective ways, and we'll see how they use it. And like you have the high ground advantage. Like you have an advantage when it comes to just like poking out the enemy and also controlling the point. All Kevster really needs to do here is kind of like play a game of freezing. And what do I mean by this? Well, Proper wants to invade, Kaluge wants to invade. Well, Kevster can look to like just take the duel with Proper. And this will be hard because if Proper goes this way, like Kevster would have to hold a really passive angle. Like over here, if Kevster like goes like too far, then Hilo, Violet, like they both can help win this duel. And in order for like Kevster to win this, Skewed and Shu would have to like also peak this. So like I mean it's doable, but like and like I think if Kevster's having trouble keeping proper, then it's right for Skewed and Shu to just kind of help with this duel. Like they should be pivoting towards the edges to help Kevster a bit. Even if it means like dropping off the high ground and onto the stairs, then it's fine. It's just that the angle is just a bit awkward. Whereas Violet can kind of rotate. Violet has a lot of cover, while like Skewed and Shoot that have to stand in the stairs to get environmental. There's not too much cover to use, so like it's gonna be a bit awkward. But it is the Tracer duel will be a really important theme in this fight, just because like that's like who Shock want to play around. Shock want to play around proper because this positioning, this backline positioning gives more mobility to proper. So like they should be abusing that. And indeed they are. So like as I predicted, oh shit. Okay, we'll take a look at that. But like pretend that didn't happen. As I predicted, Skewed and like goes to help Kevster. Um, I said Shu and Skewed. Like I'm too used to like Briggs End, but Shu doesn't really have to like go pivot to here. Like I'm just too used to like Briggs and Zen. Like they're rotating as a unit. But if it's Ana, then like it's only gonna be Skewed. And since like Zen's a bit more durable, and also like Kevster is also protecting this angle, this is fine. Now Reiner's actually trying to pivot to here. Uh, Not sure. Because, like, and also, like, Kevster is instead of, like, fighting Proper here, which would be good because if Proper is not able to get a good angle in the backline, then Glads are just going to passively outpoke Shock. But Kevster is actually looking for something aggressive, and it looks like Reiner's trying to do the same, but here's the problem. But, here's the problem. Proper's already in a great position. So if these three are rotating and pivoting, then Shock can just rotate in and kill Shu and Padpan, or at least force them into an extremely awkward position on point. So like, whereas like also like they don't even have to fight this. Like Glads, they don't have to fight this. All they have to do is like stop Shock from like killing their backline, and they win from the high ground advantage. Like not to mention that you have to make this awkward rotation, whereas like Kaluge can like pretty much has pretty much like walked up the point and like is close to the back line, and if Kaluge needs help like from the Ana, then Kaluge can just like jump back into cover is safe, while Reiner would have to like use a movement ability just to like get back to Ana. So like there's a lot of reasons why Glads don't want to just just aggressively look for an engage. All they have to do is peel. But right here, like big thing happens. Kevster peaks a bit too aggressively. And I know what Kevster's trying to do here. He's trying to, draw a bit of aggro. So that meant, I guess, like, Hadapan and Skewed have a better time. But, like, that's not the most important thing to do right now. You already have an advantage if you stay on high ground. But, like, if you want to fight this, then Kevster wants to recharge Blinks, maybe blink through here so there's a bit of cover. Instead of, like, going through this long-ass alleyway, which like means that you just get poked out by Zen and Ash. Um, but like you see, Glads are making a necessary play. Glads got punished for it. Okay, so 5v4, it's still gonna be the same. Like they still have Tracer, whereas like Kevster's not there to mark Proper or anything. So the next step is for Proper to like just like take a fight with Kaluge. Now, I don't really like this peak. Like, I mean, like, he could have killed Skewed here, but like, there's a risk that like, he'll just get like 5 orbed. Like, probably be better for Shock to just kind of chill a bit, help with wait until like proper or even just help proper clear clear the threats in his way, and then that's when you look to peak more aggressively. But this is a bit of an aggressive peak from Kilo. That being said, like predictable, like proper climbs up the stairs and then drops like to secure the kill on Reiner. Now, like, I'm curious to see what Reiner's doing here. Like, Reiner's trying, like, has to, like, cap the point, so I guess he's just trying to, like, fight on point, but like, when you have proper, like, guess who's gonna win the fight? And Patapan draw, no, where's proper, actually? Oh, like, Smart uses the recall. Like, drops, secures the kill, like, quickly enough, and then recalls to kill Patapan. Pretty smart, like, play. Um, but the fight was lost when not only Kevster died, but I don't really care that Kevster, like, I don't even care that much about that. Like, Kevster peaked along sightline, whatever. Just cared about the fact that Glads are going high ground, and then, they drop and try, like, take a brawl, it looks like, but that's the wrong strategy. Like, they had the high ground, all they had to do is hold it. Nothing else. Like they can just chill. Like, take a breather. Okay. So like, Shock aren't rotating the high ground. And hey, what the fuck happened here? Is Patapan like really like, sure, like, if you're Sojourn, you could try to, like, if you have like 100 charge, like, you could like, it would be okay, like, maybe to look for a first peak and try, like, if you're careful enough, you won't die here. Like, unless like Ash headshots and someone else lands a perfect shot, but if you're careful enough, you can like try like look for that. It's fine. Probably still wouldn't, like, probably would still like wait until, like, you know your Zen's actually participating in this, like, instead of peeking alone. But like, let's see what Skewed is doing here. Skewed's rotating. So like, this is definitely not the time to stand here for like 4 seconds. Well, like a lot of like players, like, they think it doesn't matter what the fuck their backline's doing. Like, as long as they're like vaguely near me, I'm fine. It's not. There's no Skew to put pressure, so like, Patapan's essentially taking a 1v3. What does he expect to happen? Like literally, one person's putting pressure on all of Shock right now. But Patapan's still like in a position where he can't even retreat to cover. Like, this is a complete throw. Glads have no hope of winning this. Like, they should just reset. Like the more they fight this, the more they stagger. Like, I guess Reiner's trying to farm Nano here. Kevster, like, it's okay for Glad to hold this position. It's not the end of the world. And like, Shocker gonna look to like kind of retake this high ground. They're not gonna commit to it because their backline's a bit too far, but they're gonna try to punish, and they get to keep their high ground position. So, not the worst result for Glads, but like, that's the drawback of Shock's strategy. Like if they give up high ground, then like it's gonna be hard to like fight on directly on that high ground. So right here, Kevster's like trying to take a duel with Proper, and oh, they're gonna nano Doom and actually try to like take this. Like here's the problem though. Like look at where Kevster is. Kevster's like so far, and like and like Kevster's like gonna be having blinks forced out by Proper. Let's see if Kevster has like Harmony. I think Kevster has Harmony here, so it doesn't look like too many blinks are getting forced out. So like I guess Kevster could just make it to the back line. But on the other hand, like this engage is gonna be like really awkward. Like if you don't have control of this space and like you're committing to fight on the high ground, like this side instead of like just going this way. Like honestly, like if they wanna do this nano play, they probably should just forget about the high ground. But like they're already here, so yeah, but like they should just actually I think they should just reset. Like honestly, they should just like kind of reset, wait for Hanzo to come back, and then like just go directly, like just path of least resistance. Like even if you have to have Kevster like running it almost down main, then like it's better than like starting the engage from like all the way over here. And also like who's gonna help take this fight? Like the backline needs to rotate this way to even have a chance of fighting this. But like the backline's this side, and if you're going this side, then as I mentioned in the first fight, then you're committing more to poking out the enemy rather than fighting this. But like they go for a nano engage, 4v5, while Kevster is in an okay position, but still really far. But more importantly, the backline's gonna do fuck all for this. Like the most they could do is maybe bully collusion bit. And like they get Finn, but like also Proper has good angle to fight this. Like that's like the Tracer mobility. Tracer's gonna receive so much support here. So they're actually gonna be able to trade out skewed. And it's just a trade. But like guess who wins this trade? Like it's a 4v5 as well. Like that's probably the worst part. I don't want to overanalyze all of this when like the biggest mistake here. Like I didn't want to. I did overanalyze that, but the biggest mistake here is that they're fighting 4v5. Like I know they have nano and like maybe like just maybe it's because they were afraid of like the trance, but still like 4v5 from like a terrible position to brawl is just gonna be a feed, even if they get one. So oh my god. Oh my god. Well, why the fuck why? Like what the fuck? Why are you fighting this? The what the fuck? Like it would be somewhat understandable if you had ults, but uh, I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been impressed with Reiner. Like I'm not. I think the most of the work is being done by the backline, but I'm not impressed. Like this is such a bad engage. Like this engage like it's worse. It's worse than like Dallas throwing. And even if he didn't like just run it down here, from here because the backline's like still respawning, he's gonna be taking a bunch of poke getting cooldowns forced out, and then he'll start the fight from here, and like Proper will have like just an amazing position to fight from. And if that happens, then like with the Nano, Shock are free to just rotate here while Proper pincers from here, and bam, Glads are dead again. So like this is just a horrific decision. Like even to go up high ground this early. Okay, Padpen's like trying to set up an angle. Okay, yeah, question mark. Yeah, like deserved. Deserved. That was like potentially one of the worst engages I've ever seen in professional play. Like what the fuck was that? I don't think it was even in like an attempt to fight. It was just like a dumb decision to go for Proper. Like it's Tracer. Uh, uh, hey, so like Proper. Where's Proper? Did Proper disappear off the POV? Oh, so Proper is like kind of chilling here. He doesn't want to like stay on high ground for too long. Like at least Glad's kind of full reset. If they like just like obviously like losing their main tank, they full reset. Like otherwise, Proper would be able to keep this position and be an amazing like fight. Now, like one thing Shock could have considered doing here, like potentially, is like trying to take an early nano fight. So like over here, and like given the state of Glad's ults, it's actually might actually be a really good decision. So you have Finn and Violet over here. The setup would be like, you have Finn and Violet over here. Kaluge will probably start from here. You have Proper on this amazing fucking angle. Yeah, and then like it's just a pincer. Like you even have your Ana like launch nades like from here. Like actually, I think like that might just be the right decision for Shock, especially with the trans coming up. And like if you need more help stopping from kiting, you have like Doom ult. And now like the problem is that someone, I mean like Padpen might try to like do something sneaky, like split attention on the point, but like it's Genji. Well, like so, like it isn't the hardest thing to deal with. Maybe Kevster tries to like fight on point, but if Kevster like tries to force point instead of like trading, then like Glads are just dead. So right here Glads decide to go in. A bit questionable. Forces out the trance, but okay, so like now like they're trying to trade. They get the trade on skewed. They have like the nano. They have everything they need to fight. And yeah, like if they played this out slow, they would have had a chance. And if they want to play this out like fast, then like one possibility, because you are really down in alts, and if you're really down in alts, then if you're playing from behind, you can either look to play it slow and try to like build those alts, or just try to like poke the enemy out. But you do have Genji Tracer, so probably that's not going to be even that effective. So like your other option is to set up something absurdly aggressive. Like you have Padpan, like even just go all the way to the Mega, and like try like go extremely deep into Shox' backline and hope they don't notice. If they notice, then you lose, but you are about to lose the fight anyways. Like, let's be honest. Like, 4 alts. So, but like, this is just like a standard, like, Gladiators playing like a really standard engage. And they're not even going this way. They're going high ground. Like, which is just such an indirect way. And you're pretty much playing into Proper at this point. Like Proper's just going to like win this Tracer duel, or at least keep Kevster over here. So like if he wants to like blink in, then he needs to do it from like a really far position. But like they take the fight, like they get a couple. Like some players are rotating through the other side. So like at least Shu lands a good nade. Now like I think like Shock shouldn't be like really walking up here. I mean, like they do have trance, but Shock should at least like try like poke, like at least like shoot Shu here before like walking up. Like this nade, it's gonna be a bit obvious, but like Kilo actually almost dies for it. Like overall, like how Glad said this fight was just doomed to fail. Okay, second fight, both teams are going hog. Okay. Okay, like the hog pick, like I'm not even too sure why you would pick hog here. Like I'm guessing it's like the wide flanks and shit, and we could go for like cheesy flank hooks, but okay. So Shaka going to like take this position. Like it is like a good like a kind of a good like holding position for your backline. On the other hand, like I kind of prefer like playing outside, just because like all angles, and also you can like take away point from the enemy, so it's hard to retake instead of like fighting. If Gladswa win this, then all they have to do is really just hold their positions and not worry too much about like fighting here. Okay, so they're actually gonna look to fight inside. Let's see Kaluge. Hey, Kaluge is just running it down. And because Kaluge is just running it down, and like Glads are they're trying to like take this position. So now things are a bit flipped. Now the thing is, like I know Glads want to exploit like Kaluge just like feeding, but but like that doesn't mean just everyone rotate out this way. Like honestly, like all Glads really have to do is like keep shooting at Kaluge. But like Kaluge gets away because while Kaluge is feeding, Glads are making a rotation. And like they're making a rotation to a space that isn't even particularly that powerful. Like it is a thing, like, you know, when the enemy main tank feeds, your team might look to punish that by taking space. So for example, let's say like you know, what's a good example? Oh, this is a really common example. So Ilios Ruins, there is a mega, like this is the point. A lot of ball players will just like look to slam instead of like just holding the space. So like, you know, they slam, they get forced out by like CC and shit. They have to take a health pack. Well, if you're the enemy team, then you should just take this. Like just to have your backline rotate into it. There's nothing stopping you. There's no main tank. 5v4 or 6v5 you're playing Overwatch 1. But right here, this isn't the case because this space isn't even that powerful. Like on Ilios, well, the Mega is extremely powerful, but like right here, they should just like look to directly punish, especially as Hog is like just like a sitting duck. Like honestly, over here, Glads can just like run it down onto Kaluge. Probably not because like all the angles from Shock, but okay. Oh, so Kaluge eventually dies. Wait, how does proper trade on skewed? Well, like I don't see Shock anywhere. The proper like set up a flank or something that shot like Glads did not scout out. Like, where is skewed in this clip? Like skewed's like Okay, let's see Proper's HP. Let's see if he's trying to like take a duel. So he loses a bit of HP, gets a Discord. It looks like they're just trying. Proper actually like makes it to the back line. Like Kevster's trying to actually trade here. So like I think what's happening, I don't know exactly, but I think Kevster was trying to fight Proper on the flank, and then he says, "Oh shit, my team has an advantage, so I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try like push things, and try like just take the fight with their backline instead." But like first you have all like Ana Zen, you have Hog, you have like so like you're not even gonna win that. I mean, like Kevster can't just like really just one on take a fight there, and but more importantly, where is Shox' backline? Like yeah, like Kevster was kind of. It looks like Kevster was trying like 1v2 or something. Like either Kevster marks proper or like maybe Skew just has to kite back, but like Glatz's comp given the Ana Zen like it just favors and Hanzo to an extent. I mean Hanzo Ash they're both good at long range. But does favor like kind of keeping your distance, especially if you don't have like Immor. Okay, so Shocker gonna like to look to retake from here. Now with this, I think taking high ground would be effective. Okay, like Kaluge gets hooked. Okay, oh proper. Let's know where proper is. Proper is like sneaking up. Oh, but Kevster dies. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the problem. So, like, I thought this was just a cheeky hook, but Kevster's actually like, it looks like Glads are actually committed to fighting in here. But like, here's the problem. How is Pan Pan gonna join the fight? Like, Pan Pan's like lobbing arrows, but once like Shock just shove into this room, like tiny ass room, then like Shock are even fighting this like 5v4 maybe. I don't know where Kilo is. Like it looks. I mean, they're trying to like punish like this 5v4, but on the other hand, why is Kevster like committing so hard to this? Big bad mistake. Big mistake. Actually, yeah. So they're like they get the kill on Finn, but like, oh, how does Pan die? Pan's low HP. Yeah, okay. He kind of needs to like drop or something. Yeah, he desperately needs to drop. Like they get the trade on Finn, and like Kilo's not gonna be that effective in this fight. But Pan dies, and Shock just get the flip. It looks like they didn't mean to take this on. Well, I mean, like they were initially rotating here, so like it looks like they were planning to like fight for this room, but eventually they realized, oh shit, we don't even have to keep fighting against this Nano Hog. We can just like take away the point. So like they just take away the point. And at this point, they lost like 2 players. Is this still winnable? Whole Hog's not going to do all that much, but yeah, like I don't get why like Shock just didn't go high ground initially, and more importantly, why Glads were set up in that tiny ass like corridor, especially without like any good like stalling tools, like no Immor or anything. Like advantage of staying in this room is that like at least you can kind of fight for point. Like if you're playing like a more close range comp, you can kind of just jockey in and out of point and try like just cheese percentage, but they don't have Immor. They don't like Hog isn't like Hog is hard to kill, but like not impossible. Like not like something like a Rhine or anything. And like you're playing heroes that kind of need sightline, so yeah, like maybe Glad just didn't have time to rotate to high ground. Okay, so Shocks, um, I think Shock are playing on high ground, which is the right decision. Okay, so Glads they don't want to fight for high ground. They looks like they're just gonna take their side of the point and try like poke. Both hogs are like kind of fighting on point. Okay, so Kilo gets really low. Mm, So we're gonna try like throw Bob just to. How does Kaluja die? Holy shit! Are these even team fights? I feel like so. So okay, let's go to this Tracer duel. Kevster is trying to like fight this, like just because he kind of has to if like he wants to have a chance of winning here. Kaluj dies for some reason. Kaluj walks onto this side of point. I don't think he has to. He doesn't need to aggress. All he has to do is play kind of play over here. He can do damage to Kevster actually, and and like Reiner's like also playing on kind of like a dumb side of point, but like he's the one who kind of has to actually like look to push, look to like pincer with Kevster or whatever. Kalush doesn't even have to do this. All Kalush has to do is like stall his position. He doesn't have to die here. He doesn't have to like do anything. And Kevster gets a stick on Violet. Now, consider how Kevster was able to get into the backline. Kevster needs to be shot here. Like Kilo like needs to like put a shot into Kevster, or at least try to. Like even a body shot would be pretty big. And Violet as well, but not okay. I need to see a full replay for this, but don't think Kevster should have been able to just like YOLO this. But consider also like Kaluj could also be harassing Kevster. All they really have to do is like enforce their space. They have point control. They have high ground. Glads are forced to fight on like their inferior side of like the map, and even still like Shock are getting some trades, but like it's because of like how strong their initial position was. But they just lost one due to like dumb positioning, and then they lost another due to because you know free flanks. Okay, so Glads have high ground. Okay, let's see where they initially rotate. Okay, now they're playing their like bunker position. Almost. They're playing low ground. Um, like in terms of fighting this rotation, maybe this is better. Shock, they aren't gonna go high ground. They're actually gonna just fight low ground. Okay, how does Patapan die? Okay, so Patapan's on high ground as usual, as usual. It's like Patapan, how? He gets discorded. He needs to be careful. I don't know what's happening, but it just looks like Patapan like did like a naked peek. Now like no, like the reason why like they might have not wanted to go onto high ground, like I think it'd be like a fine, like a decent decision for Shock to go high ground because you do have the diva. They could like try like fight Patapan, who's really the only one who can like deal with this, and maybe Kevster, but like your diva, like you can if space is like really free, like the Glads are just not holding high ground here, then you know your diva, like you can just take that space. You don't need a main tank for that. Whereas like Glads are just playing a fucking hog. So, but when Patapan dies, oh my god. And Glads they're rotating to take back high ground. Like, they, unless they didn't have time or anything, they probably should have started there. Like they start there and then they drop for main. But like, yeah, this is a serious mistake. Takes like a volley and bam. And Proper's behind. Like they want to go back onto high ground. Hey, how did Proper like even like remotely get behind? Like Kevster could be bullying the fuck out of Proper here. I guess he got unscouted or something, but like Kevster's like at a, like in a I want to like get kills mentality, but like given that he's like trying to set up over here, but Kevster pivots back too little, too late. So like while so like yeah, like they need to put someone. Lads like need not only need to be holding high ground, they need to put someone like over here. Like force Proper to take the long flank. Like Proper just got unmarked there. Not to mention like Ball's just like better at like doing that, like helping Kevster with that. Eventually, you're gonna switch off Hog. Yeah. Okay, without the replay viewer, it's kind of hard. But so now it's just fight the players on point and take point. Okay, simple. So they're coming back on the ball, hopefully. Patapan. Is that Patapan? Well, like, okay, so maybe this isn't too punishable, like not as punishable as I thought. Like just because, where's Zen? But I guess because they're playing Diva, it's not like something like Ball or Winston. Like this could be a bit hard to punish. But if I hope Padapan's just doing this because like this is unnecessary. It's unnecessary to just play here right now. You can start like back. Like you have someone to touch. But like, look at this. If I hope like Padapan is going here because Shocker playing the Diva and not because like that's a habit. Like we've seen him being mispositioned a lot, but I hope that's just the case. Okay, so again, classic. Glads are gonna be forced into the weaker side of the point. Kevster's trying to set up. Where's proper? Where's proper? So he gets a dynamite on the skewed. Okay, so like while Kevster's setting up, there is a small window for Shock to fight this. That being said, they don't have the ults for this, but like if they're running something like Ball like a bit more better engaged than if Kevster's just like running it down like this, not running it down, but like Kevster's like trying to like take this long flank to set up, then you can just like try like punish that 4v5 and force Kevster to like come back and trade. Like Kilo's putting good priority here on like Kevster. Where's but how does Padapan die? Where did he go? Padapan like literally just okay. He's taking the flank. He's full HP still. Wait, is he? Okay, he literally gets forced back. So I think he just like kind of like went here. I guess the window was also pretty big, but like still, like the window forced him to like kite one way or another, but he kited this way. I guess proper was applying pressure like this way, and, like forcing like him away, so and splitting him. Like this is a common like this is like an underrated play with window. Like someone's overextending. Well, how do I describe it again? Okay, how to describe that play? So like you have a window and okay, so yeah, how does it go? Like Windows like fundamentally just a zoning tool. So but like you need to be like really good with your like very like aware of your placement and timing as well. Like to an extent. So so like what I'm talking about is that like you see you want to punish like let's say like someone for being split, but they're receiving support. This was a scenario. Like in this case, like it was by skewed. And so like Padpan's receiving support by skewed. Well, you window so that skewed fucks off. And then like when he fucks off, you have your flankers just pursue the person who was split apart by this. And it looks like this is like kind of what's happening here. So like Padpan dies. Okay, it's now kind of hopeless for like Glads. They get the trade on Violet, but the position is so superior. Like they're all desperately trying to like touch point, and yeah. But anyways, enjoy the finals.